There are actually two real pieces to the book. One creates the vision. Okay, we can have a really beautiful future in energy, and we don't have to burn fossil fuels. We can use renewable energy. The second part of Solar Phoenix, though, is really about how do we get to there from here. We're at a certain point, but what's the roadmap to that future? There's a roadmap on technology, on manufacturing, on investment, on policy, and even public opinion that is necessary to drive all of the pieces of the ecosystem to make solar happen. In the 1920s, there were over 300 automobile companies. In the United States alone, over 300. And an event happened, and all of a sudden there were only 4 or 5. You say, we went from 300 companies to 4 or 5. That means, well, 300 of them went out of business. This is horrible. That was Henry Ford and the invention of the production line, the assembly line, that made cars real, that made them available and cost-effective for every person in America. That was the beginning of the automobile industry. It wasn't the end, it was the beginning. I think we have exact parallel going on with Solyndra here now. It's not the end, it's the beginning. What happens is you have all this innovation, all this creativity occur, and someone figures out how to do it right. And when they figure out how to do it right, the ones that can't, they can't compete, they go out of business. But the remaining companies have huge volumes, they're incredibly successful. And that exactly is what has happened in solar. Typically, any industry goes through this phase. It's the beginning of a very high growth phase. There's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of changes that go on when you enter the commercialization phase. And I think that's what we're doing right now. We're entering solar 2.0. I call it the gigawatt era because it's no longer megawatts and small capacity. It's huge capacity coming online, and the fundamental industry structure changes, but it's kind of one of these 20, 30-year exciting growth curves you get on when an industry becomes real, and I think that's what we're starting right now with solar. We're past the point where we're reaching grid parity in most applications, in most markets. Therefore, this final issue of cost has been resolved. So this is where solar now has no limitation in terms of really becoming the energy source of the future. Basically, the Chinese are the AOL and Yahoos. And we can create, in the United States, the Google and the Facebook. We have the technology and we have the manufacturing expertise. They made an investment in solar 1.0. The truth of the matter, the future of solar is in technology that was invented in the United States, and the majority of the technology and the skill set is still here. So you combine the right technology with advanced manufacturing techniques, also pioneered in the United States. You combine those two, and the United States can manufacture solar cheaper than it can be manufactured in China. Everyone should read this book because this impacts everyone.